everybody, it's Sophia, and today I'm going to be talking about a real case study involving Second City Communications, which is connected to the well-known comedy theater, the Second City in Chicago. If you've ever watched shows like Saturday Night Live, there's a good chance you've seen performers who started there, like Tina Fey and Stephen Colbert. So basically, creativity, timing, and collaboration are a huge part of their identity, and that really carries over into the media work that they do. Second City Communications creates professional video content for businesses, training programs, and online platform, but they do it using comedy and storytelling. So instead of boring training videos, they make content that's engaging, funny, and memorable. Because of that, the production process has to move quickly and stay flexible. They're not just editing one simple video at a time. They're often working on multiple projects with a lot of moving parts with a lot of different people. So the main issue that they ran into had to do with the video editing software that they were using at the time, which was Final Cut Pro. It worked fine, but as their projects became more complex, the software started slowing them down. Their videos involved multiple layers of video, sound effects, music, motion, graphics, and green screen footage. Basically, everything that can make a project more interesting also made it more difficult to manage. One big problem was rendering time. Editors had to wait for footage to process before they could preview changes. So instead of staying in the creative flow, they were constantly stopping and waiting. That might not sound like a big deal, but when you're working on tight deadlines, these delays really add up. It also made collaboration harder because if one person was waiting on a render, it slowed the entire team down. Another issue was collaboration across departments. Second City Communication relies on teamwork between writers, editors, designers, and producers. But Final Cut Pro didn't make it easier for multiple people to work on different parts of the same project at once. So basically, people were working more separately than they would want to, which went against the collaborative culture that Second City is best known for. They also had trouble with clients wanting revisions or updates to older videos. Going back into older videos in Final Cut projects weren't always smooth, especially if the files were missing or the formats have changed. So sometimes instead of making a quick fix, they had to redo more work than was necessary, which wasted a lot of time there as well. So to solve these problems, Second City Communications decided to switch to Adobe Premiere Pro and Adobe Creative Suite Productions Premium. Try to say that 5 times fast. This wasn't just a small change, it completely reshaped how they worked. One of the biggest benefits that all the Adobe programs are designed to work together. So basically everything became more connected. Editors could work in Premiere Pro while motion graphics designer worked in After Effects, and audio editors cleaned up sound in Adobe Audition, which made this really powerful was a feature called Dynamic Link. Basically, Dynamic Link allows changes made in one Adobe program to automatically show up in another program without needing to render it first. So instead of waiting, the team could see updates instantly. So this saved a huge amount of time and made collaboration way easier. People could give feedback in real time, adjust things on the spot, and keep moving forward. Another helpful thing was that Premiere Pro allowed editors to use keyboard shortcuts similar to Final Cut Pro. So even though they were learning new software, it didn't feel unfamiliar. So the transition only took about 2 weeks, which is pretty fast for a full software switch. So the results of switching to Adobe were extremely positive. Editing became faster, smoother, and less frustrating. Editors could play back footage instantly, which made it easier to catch any mistakes and try new ideas. Basically, creativity improved because the software wasn't getting in the way anymore. Client communication also improved since the project moved faster. The team could show rough drafts sooner and get feedback earlier. That meant fewer last-minute changes and less stress near deadlines. Clients felt more involved in the process, and the team felt more confident in their work. Another big outcome was that the team could revisit and update older projects more easily. Instead of starting from scratch, they could reuse the old footage and improve the past videos. So basically, they were saving time while also still improving quality, which is a win-win. Creatively, the switch gave them a lot more freedom. They were able to experiment with multi-camera comedy performances, which advanced green screen effects and different visual styles. For example, one project involving making a scene look like a movie from the 1970s. With Adobe tools, they could adjust color, sound, and effects in real time and immediately see what worked best. So overall, this case study shows how important the right technology is for creative teams. By switching to Adobe Premiere Pro and Creative Suite Production Premium, Second City Communications improved collaboration, reduced wasted time, and unlocked more creative potential. Basically, the software supported their creativity instead of limiting it, which helped them continue producing high-quality content that reflects the humor and professionalism of the Second City brand. Thank you.